Hello, everyone, welcome back to the channel Global Times USA. Please subscribe and like my videos, because today's update is one of the most shocking events in the Russia and Ukraine conflict so far. The headline is clear: Russia vs Ukraine escalates. 93 deadly drone strikes shake the world to its core. This is not just another regular news story. This is a turning point in modern warfare. And what we are witnessing right now is a chapter that will be remembered in military history, in politics, and in the lives of ordinary people caught in between. What makes this event so important is not only the number of drones, but the way they were used, the technology behind them, and the consequences of such a massive escalation. It feels almost like the world is reviewing a new invention, a terrifying machine that is no longer just in testing, but deployed in full force. The exterior of these drones tells us a story of simplicity and power. They are small, fast, and often designed to look like nothing extraordinary. To the naked eye, they might appear as just small flying machines with wings and cameras, but every angle of their body has been designed for endurance, for speed, and for destruction. The lightweight frames make them difficult to track, while their compact shapes allow them to fly low and avoid radar detection. Many of these drones used by Ukraine in this attack were described as looking basic, but in reality, the exterior hides an entire world of modern engineering. Each propeller spin, each wing curve, and each antenna placement is chosen to maximize the chances of reaching the target inside Russia, even hundreds of kilometers away from the border. But when you look deeper, when you open up the interior, you realize what makes these drones a nightmare for Russia. Inside is where the real power lies. Modern navigation systems powered by satellite and AI guidance, computer chips that allow the drone to adjust course mid-flight, and warheads that can destroy not only buildings but also oil depots, air defense systems, and military bases. The interior of these drones is where the new era of warfare begins. For decades, wars were fought with tanks, jets, and artillery, but now a machine that costs a fraction of those weapons can slip past billion-dollar defense systems and strike deep inside enemy territory. The interior section of the drone contains not just explosive material, but intelligence, coding, and navigation power that make it a smart weapon. This is why Ukraine has been so successful in launching swarms of drones, because the interior design makes them reliable, flexible, and extremely hard to stop. When we talk about performance, this is where the 93 drone strikes become even more alarming. The drones can travel long distances, often flying hundreds of kilometers without needing refueling. They move fast enough to outpace certain defenses but slow enough to maintain accuracy. Their performance is not measured only in speed but in precision. Out of the 93 drones, reports confirm that many reached sensitive targets, creating explosions in Russian regions that were once thought untouchable. The performance of these drones on the battlefield has proven that size and cost no longer define power. What matters is effectiveness, and these strikes showed the world that a swarm of relatively cheap drones can perform better than traditional fighter jets in certain situations. Now let us look at the safety features, or in this case, the lack of safety. These drones are designed for war, not for peace, and safety for civilians is almost non-existent. Once launched, they are locked on target, and if they miss, they still create chaos. For the countries involved, safety features are minimal, often limited to guidance systems that try to avoid unnecessary crashes. But when 93 drones are launched, the chance of collateral damage is very high. Civilians in Russian towns woke up to sirens, explosions, and falling debris. On the other hand, the Ukrainian side argues that the drones are safer than large-scale missiles because they can be guided more precisely, but in reality, the fear they create in cities and the panic that follows cannot be ignored. So in terms of safety, we are looking at weapons that prioritize effectiveness over protection, and this is a worrying sign for the future. What makes these drones stand out, what gives them their unique selling points, is not just their technology but their role in strategy. They are cheap compared to fighter jets or missiles. They can be produced in large numbers, and they can be launched in swarms that overwhelm even the most advanced defense systems. One missile defense system can intercept a few drones, but when dozens are flying from different directions at different speeds, the system gets confused. That is the USP of this new era of weapons: quantity, unpredictability, and psychological warfare. Each drone by itself might not be deadly, but 93 together create a storm that shakes the confidence of even the strongest military powers. The unique selling point here is that drones have turned the balance of war upside down. Now we come to the price, and this is where the contrast is shocking. A single advanced missile might cost millions of dollars, but a drone can cost just a few thousand to tens of thousands. Ukraine's ability to launch 93 drones in one night shows that price efficiency has changed the face of war. Russia spends millions firing expensive defense missiles to take down drones that cost a fraction of that amount. Economically, this is a war of imbalance, and Ukraine is using price to its advantage. For every dollar Russia spends defending, Ukraine spends far less attacking. The financial burden on Russia grows heavier with each strike, and this is one reason why the drone strategy is so powerful. The price of drones is not just about money, it is about value in war, and right now drones give maximum results at minimum cost. In conclusion, the 93 deadly drone strikes are not just an escalation in the Russia-Ukraine war, they are a preview of the future of global conflict. Exterior design shows us how small and simple tools can be deadly. Interior systems prove the power of modern technology. Performance reveals how effective they can be against traditional defenses. Safety is almost non-existent, making them dangerous for both soldiers and civilians. Their unique selling point is the way they overwhelm powerful militaries at a low cost, and the price advantage is changing the economic side of war forever. As the world watches, leaders in every country are taking notes, realizing that drones are no longer just support weapons. They are frontline tools of destruction. What happened with these 93 strikes is not just Ukraine fighting Russia. It is a message to the world. The battlefield has changed, and the balance of power will never be the same again.